Electronic body music is a music genre that combines elements of post-industrial music and synthpunk. It first came to prominence in Belgium and was considered a part of the European New Wave movement. Original electronic body music is sometimes referred to as old-school EBM and should not be confused with aggrotech, dark electro or industrial music. Origin of the term electronic body music was coined by Rolf H1/4-TTER of the German electronic band Kraftwerk in 1978 to explain the more physical sound of their album The Man Machine. DAF from Germany used the term Car Paragraph Rap music to describe their danceable electronic punk sound. The term was later used by Belgian band Front 242 in 1984 to describe the music of their EP of that year, No Comment. Characteristics: from its inception, the style has been characterized by hard and often danceable electronic beats, clear undistorted or slightly electronically distorted vocals, shouts or growls with reverberation and echo effects, and repetitive sequencer lines. At the time the genre arose, important synthesizers were the Korg MIS-20, Emulator 2, Oberheim Matrix and Yamaha DX7. Typical EBM rhythms are based on April-4 beats, mainly with some minor syncopation to suggest a rock music rhythm structure. Samples, for example metal rod, machine and alert sounds, are often used to create a factory ambience. Other samples include political speeches and excerpts from science fiction movies. History: 1981–1987, emerging in the early 1980s, the genre draws heavily on the music of bands such as Throbbing Gristle, Cabaret Voltaire, DAF, Die Krups, Liaisons Dangereuses, Portion Control, and the danceable electropop of Kraftwerk. Archetypes of the genre are Verschwendene Jugend, and Mussolini, Wararbeit, Waralon, and Augenblick, Iteraces u Danza, and El Macho y la Nena, and Body to Body, and You Men. Front 242 characterized their approach as falling between Throbbing Gristle and Kraftwerk. Nitzareb and Skinny Puppy, both influenced by DAF and Cabaret Voltaire, followed soon after. Groups from this era often applied socialist realist aesthetics, with ironic intent. Other prominent artists include the Mito Negro, Borfesia, the Neon Judgment, A. G.O.U.M.H., and A Split Second. The Invisible Spirit. Look for this band at http://www.las.fm. The Plus Invincible Plus Spirit, 1988 to Euro 1993. In the second half of the 1980s, the genre became popular in Canada and the US as well as in Sweden and Japan. North American bands started to use typical European EBM elements and combined them with the roughness of punk and thrash metal. Nine Inch Nails continued the cross-pollination between EBM and rock music, resulting in the album Pretty Hate Machine. Plastic Noise Experience was formed in the end of 1989. Look for this band at http://www.discogs.com. 8961 Plastic Noise Experience. Meanwhile, EBM became popular in the underground club scene, particularly in Europe. In this period the most important labels were the Belgian Play It Again Sam and Antler Subway, the German Zothomog, the North American Wax Trax, and the Swedish Energy Records. At the time, significant artists included N1, Armageddon Dildos, Bigger 20, Insect, and Attrition. Der Propagandgriff. Look for this band at http://www.discogs.com. 137117 Propagandgriff. The Eternal Effect is a band from Germany. Belgian band Insect. Look for this band at http://www.discogs.com. 8948 Insect. Between the early and the mid-1990s, many EBM artists split up, or changed their musical style, borrowing more distorted industrial elements or elements of rock or metal. The album Tyranny for You by EBM pioneers Front 242 initiated the end of the EBM epoch of the 1980s. Nitzareb, one of the most important artists, became an alternative rock band. Without the strength of its figureheads, the original electronic body music faded by the mid-1990s. Orange Sector. German band. Skarpa Flow from Sweden. Revival. In the late 1990s and after the millennium, Belgian, Swedish and German groups such as Ionic Vision, Tisk Ludder, and Spetsnaz had reactivated the style. In the same time period, a number of artists from the European techno scene started including more elements of EBM in their sound. This tendency grew in parallel with the emerging electroclash scene and, as that scene started to decline, a number of artists associated with it, such as The Hacker, DJ Hell, Green Velvet, and Black Strobe, moved towards this techno-EBM crossover style. There has been increasing convergence between this scene and the old-school EBM scene. Bands and artists have remixed each other. Most notably, Terence Fiechmer joined with Nitzereb's Douglas McCarthy to form Fiechmer McCarthy. Derivatives and alternative terms. Electro Industrial. Electro Industrial is an outgrowth of the EBM and industrial music that developed in the mid-1980s. While EBM has a minimal structure and clean production, Electro Industrial has a deep, complex and layered sound, incorporating elements of ambient industrial. The style was pioneered by Skinny Puppy, Front 242, Ministry and Frontline Assembly. In the early 90s, the style spawned the dark electro genre, and in the end of the decade a strongly techno and hard trance-inspired style called Electro, or aggrotech. Industrial dance. Industrial dance is a North American alternative term for electronic body music and electro-industrial music. Fans associated with this music scene call themselves rivetheads. See also: Post-industrial developments, list of electronic music genres, new beat, references. External links, 20 Best, Industrial and EBM. Fact Magazine article. Electronic body music on Avant Avant.